Hello everybody, my name is Nate, and in this video I'm going to speed run the setup of a MCP server so that I can give Claude, my desktop app, Python functions that I can call on my behalf. And MCP is Model Context Protocol. If you're watching this, you probably know this. But anyways, let's get right into it. I don't have any bespoke setup. In fact, let me delete this file that the Claude desktop app uses to find my MCP servers, just to show I don't really have anything. So let's go make a directory where I did screw up once. So let's actually delete all that. Make directory, cd into it, whatever. I don't have Python now, but I need Python, so I'll do uvvenv and activate that. And I need to install one thing for now, fastmcp. And then with that, I can open my cursor, and what I'm going to do is create a new file, which I'll call server.py. And in here, I'm going to define my server and the tools associated with that. So I'll say from fastmcp, import fastmcp. And if you're familiar with FastAPI, this should look very familiar. I'm going to say server fastmcp. I'm going to give it a name. This is different, but the rest should be pretty similar. So I'll say like generate a fruit server. And for now, that'll be good. And actually, I'm just going to go ahead and do it now. These MCP servers run in their own sort of like isolated process. So I need to tell the server which dependencies it needs, besides fastmcp, which comes for free. So I'll say that I'm going to use this extra thing called Marvin, which is a way to get structured outputs. So I'm going to import that here, and I'm actually going to go back out in uv pip install that so I can get my nice types in my editor. And now that I have this, it's not register function, it's going to be tool. So I'm going to define a tool, and it's going to be generate fruit. That's an arbitrary choice. And I need to give this thing JSON serializable inputs that the chat interface can provide based on like what I say to it. So I'll do two. I'll say the number of fruit to provide and the color of the fruit. And so now it's just writing normal Python, and this Python that I'm writing happens to be using a library called Marvin for structured outputs, which requires an OpenAI API key. So if I just use the generate function, which you can read about more in the docs, it takes a target type, which will be a list of strings and instructions. There we go. Cool. All right. This is a fastmcp server, and it has one tool. So I should be able to run it, I think. Oh, the last thing, like I said, we need an OpenAI API key. So I'm going to echo my key into a .env file so that when I start the server with this CLI command, install, I can provide flag and then .env to send my environment variable to that weird JSON file I deleted earlier, so that it can be used. Cool. So I install my fastmcp server. Looks like it worked. And so now I can open it the fancy way with this CLI, and we'll open Claude. Bring it over onto this screen. And what we should see is that we have this little hammer over here in the corner, and it's like, oh, there's available MCP tools, and this one is generate fruit from the fruit server. Cool. So I could be like, oh, make me 5 orange fruit. Is that kind of cruel? Can it come up with 5 orange fruit? We'll see about this. I have to say it's okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, so there's orange. Are tangerines orange? Mandarin, papaya. Okay, I don't know how true these things. Oh, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So that's the gist of using tools with a fast MCP server. There's a couple other things which are like less supported in the Claude Desktop app. For example, resources are just like you think of them like GET requests in an API, like REST. They're just things that should be really quick to grab and render. So for example, I could say like server resource, like memory, like a URI type of thing, memory of myself. And I could say memory of Nate. Nate, okay. If you say so, cursor, I appreciate it. So we'll save that. And if I now, I think I have to kill this first and then restart it. Bring it over here. And what we should see is that inside of this paperclip, which I didn't realize it was there at first, there's this little plug, and it says like choose an integration, memory Nate. And if you click to see what's inside of there, you'll see that response or the return value of your resource that you defined. So like Claude can't go just get that on its own, which is kind of annoying. You have to like manually paste it in from the plug area. Anyways, but you can get pretty creative with the tools. You can even implement memory with tools, which I have, and I'll probably put in the link of the video or the description of the video. And then the last thing I'll show is just this dev command, which is nice if you're developing a server and you don't really know what's going on. If you run the dev command, it'll spin up this nice little like web app situation. Let's pull it over here, which you can connect to, and then you can like list your resources, see what comes out. You can go to your tools, and this is gonna fail because yeah, because I don't have an OpenAI API key. I would have to enter it over here, but I'm not gonna do that right now. But yeah, the other thing I didn't mention is there's also prompts, which I haven't totally figured out what they're good for yet. I kind of just like use tools so far. But anyways, hope this was helpful, and I will see you in the next one.